Good morning, market snappers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started at 9:05 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I thought I was ready. And then I wasn't. So here we are starting 5 minutes later than usual, but that's okay. If you're new to the live stream, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning to the live stream, even better. Good to see you back on here. On the first half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, really anything that jumps out at us on the watch list. We'll cover it. We'll take a look at it. We'll try to keep it within an hour of everything. And on the second half of the live stream, we will cover your chart requests. So put it in the ticker symbol, the asset name, asset class. Is it crypto? Is it stock? All that, so that I can search for it quickly. And we keep the live stream live streaming. So Salman Afzal, hello. Welcome. London, UK, not so sexy news, aka Lawrence. What's up? Thanks for always smashing the like. Thank you for always commenting on both apps, not only YouTube, but also X. So thank you for always supporting us. We appreciate it. And with that, let's get rock and rolling. This is the Bitcoin bear market roadmap. Good night. Oh, good night. Good morning. Good night. Good night. Sleep tight. So the Bitcoin bear market roadmap, the weekly chart. We didn't just post this chart yesterday. We didn't just post this chart last week or last month. We posted on October 10th. So it's been more than 4 months since we posted the Bitcoin bear market roadmap. And here we are, right? Price is not $250,000. We are not in a 5-year cycle. We are not in the Bitcoin business cycle. We are not in the super cycle, right? Unless you were to argue, hey, Bitcoin's been in a super cycle since inception 15, 16 years ago, right? If you consider the entire Bitcoin history as a super cycle, okay, I can see you can make that argument. But from 2023 till the end of 2025 was not a super cycle, right? It was another cycle that produced great results for swing trading, but it wasn't a super cycle, right? And in hindsight, it's pretty close to the 4-year cycle, right? Maybe not exact. And I've showed you the 48 months to the bottom to bottom, then the 47 months bottom to bottom, and then 46 months potentially this cycle if it bottoms in October. So we'll see how it plays out. This weekly chart, before we get into the exact roadmap, and then of course we'll look at the 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart, and the daily chart as well. Just wanted to kick it off a little bit differently today. Ooh, did you hear that sound? Live testing the new sniper bot. So has not been released, won't be released for a while, if at all, right? We got to test it some more, and then retest it and test it and test it some more, right? And then live test it, of course. We're live testing it right now, but I just want to point out some similarities to 2022 without all the targets on it and everything. You can see the run up. It was getting ultra bullish over here. Ultra bullish. Sometimes when the magic happens, you can see we have a magic wand on there. Sometimes the magic happens. But also sometimes when it's overbought and can be getting closer and closer to a reversal, right? Then you see the sell signal over here. So you had a huge run up, consolidate, huge run up, consolidate, run up. And then you have the sell signal over here in November, sell signal over here in December, right? Then you start seeing it's getting oversold, right? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It's getting oversold and prices back below the 200-week moving average. Here we are again, starting to see this is the third week that it's been oversold, and the week's not over, right? And it can remain oversold, um, but it's about 3 weeks, so it's very similar still. So you had it overbought, sell signal, sell signal. This relief rally pumped up and trapped some more bulls over here. We covered it all over the Discord. We covered it, bull trap, bull trap, bull trap, and I was shorting Ethereum at that point, right? I was shorting Ethereum up here too. And I said Ethereum could go. Many people would be surprised if we saw Ethereum go below $1,000, and it did. It went below $900. So it can remain oversold. These are the Heikin-Ashi candles, by the way. Just to show you the overall trend a little bit better so it doesn't look as choppy. But so it's getting oversold. Price went below the 200-week moving average. It's getting oversold. Price is still above it, but the week's not over. The month isn't over. So we'll see how it unfolds. But it's a downtrend, right? And it's a downtrend until proven otherwise. So that's a weekly chart. We put on, let's just take a, since we're here. Well, let's take a look at the 2-week chart. So you can see overbought, sell signal, red trending dots. Sell signal, red trending dots, bear market, right? Starting to get oversold and can remain that way. Starting to get oversold, and it doesn't end till, let's see, this 2-week chart closes. It just started. It just started 4 days ago, so it's not done yet. It's not done yet. 3-week chart, overbought, reversals, sell signal, trending dots, sell signal, trending dots. So bear market, right? Bear market things. Monthly chart, overbought, price comes back down the trending dots, price comes back down the trending dots on the monthly chart. Never happened this entire bull run. Sell signal kept going down, pending sell signal. So it's a lagging indicator. But the point of the lagging indicators is to show that we are not in an uptrend anymore. We haven't been in an uptrend for 4 months. And so many still calling for all-time highs. It's crazy. It's crazy to think. So Ivan T131, good morning, good luck. Thank you. Why the price refused down? I mean, it's already dropped 52% so far. It just doesn't keep going in a straight line usually. Reset dash Dan. Good morning. Give me all the details, Marvin. A little bit more than just hype chart. Give me the ticker symbol, what exchange, everything. I'm assuming it's crypto, but give me all the details and then I'll circle back to it later. So, and of course, the daily chart, right? Daily chart's oversold, bounce, oversold, right? So we'll get into all of that. We're going to cover the targets, all that, but we've never taken $1 of affiliate money. So we do a quick plug of Market Sniper Pro. You can go over here, find the website. We revamped the website again. So you can come take a look at it. It's got one plan, but you can also do the annual plan. About 20% of people use the annual plan. So they get it for like $40 a month. There's no refunds. Otherwise, I think more people would use the $490 a year because, since there's no refunds, it's a higher risk, right? That you like it or you don't. $49 is low risk, low entry, all that. So eventually we're going to increase it. AI says it should be $199 a month compared to what we have. If you need help setting stuff up, Alex will jump on a video call with you for 1 hour. It takes about 45 minutes, and of course, you can ask questions the last 15 minutes. So, what else? What else? Features. You can learn more about everything over here. Dashboard, setup, spot suite. Of course, I don't want to spend too much time on it because we talk about it every day. And then, of course, the charting system, right? Everything on this chart, this is TQQQQQQQQ. Everything on this chart was auto drawn. These gaps, I have gap detection turned on. So it's detecting gaps. And if it's, say large enough, it will tell you the gap percentage too. So all these orange boxes, I did not draw. Sniper signals, you can turn those back on. It gives you the buy and sells, right? But you can also turn it off. And these trend lines, I did not draw. These trend lines are auto drawn. Sniper RSI, you can put on the regular RSI too, but this is a Sniper RSI. Draws trend lines on there. It's got the signals on there too. It will detect bullish and bearish divergences, all of that. So if you go to the weekly chart, I posted this chart yesterday on X. So you can see, let's see, it's turning. Did I delete the signals? Let me just add them back on. Yeah. Interesting. And then style, you can make them bigger or smaller. But anyways, with the signals, so the gap detection, it automatically drew this trend line, buy and sell signals on the RSI EMA. The only thing that I drew myself was the target, right? I just put this target here. Everything else is drawn. So that's that. And then, of course, the screener. You can run the screener over here. There's a lot. There's a lot. So you just got to come in, take a look at it. Bullish divergence. You can do the daily chart or you could do the weekly chart, or the monthly chart, whatever, but just say the weekly chart. Add consolidation. So we probably won't ever tell you what the exact how this is calculated, but it's pretty legit, right? So if you look at the daily, let's see, that's the weekly chart. Bullish. Let's take the divergence off. Add. So this is what I've been playing around with. Let's see, 45. Let's see, between. I had it dialed in yesterday. I'd have to go back and look at the notes, but basically showing that it's consolidating for a while, right? For a period of time, and not just a period of time, but consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. And then you can see looking for that next possible breakout or bounce to the upside. And then it automatically draws the gap. You can see the 200-week moving SMA up here. So looking for, I had it dialed into where consolidating for a long time for a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside. Most people take longs versus shorts, but it could be a good use case for taking profits too. So if you're watching something, uh, so anyways, not to get too far down the rabbit hole, I want to stay on on task over here. So getting back to Bitcoin, that's the weekly chart. Let's put all the targets back on here. If you have any questions, always feel free to. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll circle back. Stay tuned. So there we go. Target 1, target 2, target 3 was hit, target 4 was almost hit. It wicked down to below $60,000. The 200-week SMA was also almost hit. And this fractal, drop, bounce, and now it's dropping. So the fractal drop, bounce, continue to drop. So we'll see how it plays out. We don't expect it to play out exactly, but it was just an overall idea. And in hindsight, it was accurate. This is put out on October 10th, and it's possible we see it go, the bear market lasts all the way till October again. So let's get back on candles. Candles look a little bit different, but same idea, right? So we'll see if price comes back down, hits the 200-week SMA. That was my main thesis, that price would retest the 200-week SMA before price made a new all-time high. And in hindsight, that was correct, right? So that's where we're at. In the past bear market, Bitcoin also hit target 4. In the past, Bitcoin also hit target 5. And this blue line represents, below $39,000, barely. That if the Bitcoin ETFs like HODL retest the all-time low from January 2024, Bitcoin would be under $40,000. So we'll see if that works out or not. It does line up with target 5, so just keeping that in mind. Switch over to the daily chart. Still consolidating. Still has not retested the trailing dots. The trailing dots have now dropped to 69,500 ish. When we were talking about letting the trending dots catch up, it was above $80,000. It was probably, let's see, this big wick down, price is pushing back up. Price was at like 84,000. Price. The trending dots were at like $84,000 when I was saying price is pretty far extended away from the trending dots. Probably consolidate and let the trending dots catch up. Here we are, still consolidating, and it could continue to consolidate, but it seems like it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. It's still possible there's one last push up, maybe even take out this wick here at 72,000. It's still possible. You can see that if you zoom in here, I even drew that out, that you get that one last push up, maybe even takes out that wick, right? So usually when I draw these out, it's kind of just based off of like a visual look of candle closes. So it's not really showing wicks. So for sure could pump up, wick it, and reverse right back down, right? So, I always do that. I always forget to put the crosshair back on. Start drawing it too much. So that's still a possibility. The timing, we never know the exact timing of it. We do analysis on it, and we kind of visualize it, and that's where it kind of comes out. And in the past bear market, it took 63 days for the relief rally of 2022 back in March, April of 2022, and it hit the exact same two targets. This relief rally was 54 days. So again, we don't know exactly when it could hit the exact same two targets. It did hit both targets, the exact two targets that we had laid out back over here. So we put out a box, right, with an estimate of when it could happen. In hindsight, it did hit both of those targets, and then it started to reverse back down. So is that possible again, where it consolidates, all of a sudden pushes back up, even takes out this wick over here, grabs a little bit more liquidity, as they love to say, and then reverse back down? Possibly, possibly. Or does it just start bleeding and then picks up momentum to the downside, wiping out leverage longs? So there are hundreds of millions of leverage longs below at 3x, 5x, and 10x. So a lot more than shorts. Like before you get into the billions of leverage shorts, it would be back above here. And we're in a bear market with overall momentum to the downside. So I don't see that happening. Is it possible? Sure. And you could say anything is nearly possible, except for me dunking a basketball. Although I used to be able to grab the rim back in the day, 25 years ago, right? Or 20 to 25 years ago. But that ship sailed. The knee, the ankle, the toe, right? Uh, and I'm only 6'1", right? So it's not like I'm 6'5" or anything. But uh, anyways, so I guess if I use a trampoline, it's possible. That's where we're at. Bitcoin continues to consolidate on the daily chart. Could it have that one last push up? Could it wick up to the 72,500-ish area, retest train dots, and take out that wick there? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Doesn't mean it will, but there are several reasons. Like the longer term target 4 matches up with the 200-week SMA. Multiple reasons why we could see price down in here, right? So it's the same thought we've had for the last, 20 days. So from here, 14 days, maybe consolidates for 19 more days, right? Or longer. Who knows? Who knows? And that bounce so far from wick to wick has been 20%, right? This one was like 23%. So the bounce, it hasn't dropped as much compared to the last bear market percentage wise, but it also hasn't bounced as much either. So that's 21. This has been a 20% bounce. If it wicks up to here, it takes out that wick. That could be another 21% bounce total from wick to wick. So all things considering. But let's get back on the weekly chart and start looking at some of these other ones. HODL, this is what I was talking about. If it retests this all-time low down here at $11, most likely Bitcoin's below 40,000, below 39,000. So seems very logical that price would come back and retest there. When? I don't know. I haven't checked my magic crystal ball lately. I think it might be out of batteries. I don't know. Let's see. Futures. Yeah. Bitcoin versus the gold. We've pointed this out every single live stream. We will continue to point it out every single live stream because I think it's important. The first time in history that Bitcoin versus gold has had a downward sloping 200-week moving average. First time ever. That has never happened before. First time ever in Bitcoin versus gold history that the monthly RSI has gone this low. The current reading is 34.86, and it broke an 11-year trend line. It broke a 7-year trend line. I remove it because otherwise the chart gets too cluttered. But it broke a 7-year trend line as well. And of course, from bottom to bottom, 48 months, bottom to bottom, 47, bottom to bottom of 46 months would bring us right at, drum roll, October 2026. So is it the 4-year cycle? I guess. Or is it the 4-year minus 1 month? Ooh, thought provoking. Just kidding. Just kidding. This is what happens when you talk to yourself on camera for an hour. uh Bitcoin versus the euro already hit the 200 week SMA. XRP is, it looks like it hit it, and it does on the monthly chart, but on the daily chart, it was close, but it didn't hit it. Close, but no cigar yet. But let's stay in the weekly chart for the altcoins. We talked about it. If you start seeing candle closes below this pivot point over here, probabilities increase that price is going to retest the 200-week SMA. And it's very, very close. We're talking about within 20 cents. Ethereum, same thing, right? Downward sloping 200-week moving average. That's not good. That's not bullish. That's not bullish. Chain link, downward sloping. That's not bullish. Cardano, downward sloping 200-week moving average. That's not bullish. We're talking about a 5-year bear market. Almost. No. 4.5 year. 4.5 year bear market. Crazy. Downward sloping on Algo. At or near all-time lows. Under 10 cents. Under 9 cents. 0.0899. H bar. XLM. Near. Getting closer and closer to that all-time low. Woo. MicroStrategy on the this monthly chart. Here's the weekly chart. Right? Close below here, very similar to XRP. So when we were pointing all this out on MicroStrategy, that's when I drew it out on XRP as well. And then in hindsight, it did drop below. The canary in the coal mine, Adam and Eve, double top pattern. The target for that is, the blue line, about $82. There's other reasons for the blue line too. And yeah, it's bouncing today, 3.41%. Awesome. But the canary in the coal mine did retest the 200-week SMA. Check. This fractal from the last bear market is playing out very similarly. And the next buy the dip scenario could be, you guessed it, October or November of 2026. So we'll see. October 2026 could be buy the right dip season. NASDAQ continues to hold on. That's the weekly chart, but below the trading dots. Had sell signals on the trading dots. SP 500 below the trading dots. Pumped all the way back up, retested it, got rejected. So it seems like a pretty fast reversal. Pump up, reversal, and then drop right back down, maybe. I don't know. That's the daily chart. Gold. Wow. We took this fractal, put it over here back in January. It was just this fractal, and we were saying potentially still buy the dip season because of the higher time frames are still ultra bullish. So I kept saying I will not be shorting gold or silver. I will not be shorting gold or silver. Not yet, at least. Not at least, right? Gold still bullish above $5,000. Could put in bearish divergence, could put in a lower high. We don't know. But this fractal seems like it's playing out again. So we'll see on gold. Silver, I said, looks a little bit different. Did have buy signals back over here below the trading dots and reverse back around. Pending buy signal again below trading dots. Dollars flat, still bullish on the daily chart. Still bullish on the daily chart. Weekly chart looks like it's going to close with the bullish engulfing candle on the weekly chart. Hasn't retested 200-week moving average since April 2025. So it's possible. Also downward sloping, not good for the dollar. So even if it bounces, look out. Are they going to print a bunch of money? Soda 2 W6F. Hello. So the dollar. What else? What else? Well, okay, let's go over the Magnificent Seven. Kato, someone had me map that. Apple. Boom, boom. Why does it say post? Tesla's still going, right? Yeah. So Tesla, Apple's currently down. I'm not sure why Apple, PLTR, and Nvidia are all it all says post market, but not all of them. Weird. What is going on? So is that a trade view thing or what? Let's look. What's Apple doing? 260. So maybe it's a trading view glitch. That's weird because we got 261.95 over here, and this says post 261. Okay, yeah. So real time moving, but I don't know why it says post on it. Interesting. It threw me off a little bit. Tesla, still a lot of reasons why price come back into this area over here. Weekly chart is also another pending sell signal. Keep that in mind. ANF. Dang, they didn't let us have an entry here, and they didn't let us have an entry here. Ay, ay, ay. Microsoft, still bearish. Filled this gap over here. We talked about it. We covered. PLTR, weird. Just says post, but still going. Dow Jones, Dow Theory had a sell signal yesterday. Breaking news from yesterday. There was a pending sell signal, and now there's a confirmed sell signal. Bada bing, bada boom. Nvidia still chopping sideways. Dollar covered that one. SPY. SPY. There's no automatic gap detection. I'm sure there is though, but SPY. Where are those gaps at? Yeah, there we go. There's those gaps. Nice. Draw those gaps for me. Thank you. Boom. Clean. QQQ. Gaps. And of course, TQQ. Gaps. So, what else? NASDAQ. Both of them are below the trailing dots. Looks like they're getting weaker. Netflix, Amazon. It's got some gaps up here. Gaps all over the place, really. Meta, Google. Boom. Drew that out over here. Drop. Come back up. You got the bearish divergence. So the reason why is, will it put in a lower high, right? Maybe it's not that high. Maybe it's into the trending dots, something like that. I think that's about it there. So let's go over to the chart request. I think hype is the only one. Everyone's sleeping today in TGIF. I want to go to Big Bear skiing so bad. They just got a ton of snow, at least 15 inches, I think. And it's less than a 2 hour drive for us. And we do every year because we used to have a cabin up there, but we sold it at the peak. Oh, yeah. But we had turned it into Airbnb rental and had it was producing good income. And so, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to it went price went parabolic for no reason. Yeah, we did cosmetic fix up, you know, and but we did build up the Airbnb business, and so talked the wife into cashing out 17 years of net rental income all in one shot. So 17 years. So that's why we cash out. Do we miss it? Sure, we do miss it. But, it's also another business that you have to manage too. So, I'm already busy. Then we were planning for possibly having you know, kids down the road. This we sold it in 2021, and now prices are lower than what we sold it for in 2021 because it's a vacation rental market, right? So, once you sell, then, you know, those areas, like if Orange County drops 20%, let's say, and you've got like Riverside or San Bernardino dropping 30%, a rental market will drop 50%. So the plan was sell when it went parabolic for no reason, and then we wait patiently and we buy another one. Do we miss it? Sure, but we got to make business decisions. And in hindsight, we're like, well, what if we have kids? You know, uh, I focus on my own work. My wife works, so in hindsight, we have a 19-month-old now. So she was born in 2024, almost 20 months old now. So we're kind of thinking down the road and all that stuff. So it would have been hard to manage an Airbnb and go up there and all that stuff because we've taken her up there, but that road is pretty windy and you know, so but anywho, we'll buy another one, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. Uh let's see, what was it? Hype. Not to get sidetracked on my former Airbnb. uh Hype. Hyper liquid. You didn't tell me what exchange. Someone had me look at Qcoin in the past. So, was that the bounce? That's what we talked about. Was that the bounce? Is the bounce over? Maybe. Bullish divergence, price bounced. Currently bearish below the trailing dots on the daily chart. Well, we're already on Qcoin, so just specify in the future so I can look up the exact chart that you want me to look up. So we keep the live streaming. Weekly chart is still showing bearish, right? Daily chart is still bearish. Not enough chart history for the monthly chart. Still bearish on the 3-week chart. Still bearish on the 2-week chart. So that might have been the bounce. And price did bounce back up into the trending dots on the 2-week chart. So could there be a larger bounce? Maybe. Maybe. So you have some resistance there. Pending buy signal, but below the trailing dots. So we'll see. We'll see. But can't really add too much more value to that. Oh, cool. So you bought it at like $22 or something, Marvin? BX and SMR. We'll do BX since it's already on here. Someone requested for it the other day, but not much has changed. It's still bearish, ultra bearish, below the 200-week moving average. Weekly chart, bearish. 2-week chart, bearish. Yeah, we already covered all this yesterday, I believe. 3-week chart is bearish. Monthly chart has sell signal last month and now follow through to the downside. So yeah, we pretty much already covered that. Yep. There's my big buy at the bottom, $22 maybe. I don't know. I think that's about it. We'll kind of end on Bitcoin as usual. Daily chart. Keep an eye on the price. Why? Because the whole point of all this is to buy the right dip. Just like I did January 4th, 2023 with 5x leverage on at 16,800, right? Buy the right dip. So with that, hope everyone has a good rest of your Friday. Hope you have a great weekend. Get outside if you can, if it's not 20 below where you're at. If weather permitting, you can get outside, spend some time with your family. With that, we will continue to sniper the markets together. Every single live stream that the stock market is open and we're able to. With that, we will see you on the next one. Adios. Thank you.